What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to another episode of Seahawks Now. My name is Levi, and let's get into some Seahawks rumors. Today, we got an update on the Trey Hendrickson rumors, a new article linking him to the Seahawks, and also saying that there's a cryptic outlook on his future with the Bengals. I think that's good news for the Seahawks, and I'll let you guys know why that is. Plus, Mike McDonald came straight out and just said it in the open. There is not a quarterback battle. Sam Darnold is the starter. We discuss if that was the right thing for him to say and if he should have encouraged more competition. Plus, the Seahawks have made another addition to the roster, signing Mitch Van Vorren. All that and more right here today on Seahawks Now, your home for all things updates, news, rumors. If you like what you see, hit that bell for notifications, hit that red subscribe button down below. It really helps the channel out. All right, let's get into it, guys. Trey Hendrickson rumors. We got some updates for you on what is going on with the star edge rusher. Headline from Motorcyclismo.com, Trey Hendrickson ignites trade rumors, holding Bengals hostage in high-stakes contract standoff as the Seahawks eye a potential defensive revolution. It says Trey Hendrickson is a defensive star in flux. In the high-stakes world where everyone is scrutinized and every decision is crucial, Trey Hendrickson stands at a pivotal crossroads. As the Bengals navigate through OTAs, Hendrickson's absence looms large. Yeah, he is holding out, at least for now, until he gets a new contract. The Bengals significantly lowballed him, but we know this. We know what's going on here. He wants more money. The Bengals aren't giving it to him. He's a free agent at the end of the year. Probably wouldn't cost that much to trade for him. It might cost you a second-round pick, maybe a third, maybe a first. I think it would be a second. Now, this article lists the Seahawks as a possible destination. They say among the franchises potentially eyeing Hendrickson is the Seattle Seahawks. Known for their quest to forge one of the most formidable defensive fronts in the league, the Seahawks could see Hendrickson as the missing piece to complete their defensive puzzle. His acquisition could not only bolster their defensive line, but also transform their strategic capabilities on the field. The Seahawks are always in the hunt for elevating their game, find themselves at a critical juncture where a calculated move could yield significant dividends. It does say that the timeline for resolving the standoff is pressing. Speculation says the Bengals may soon face a deluge of trade offers, a testament to Hendrickson's value and just how good he is. As the Bengals and potential suitors like the Seahawks weigh their options, the unfolding events promise to impact not just the upcoming season, but also the broader tapestry of the league's defensive paradigms. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. Trey Hendrickson is one of the best edge rushers in the league. He's a game changer. He's in that Chris Jones, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa category. That's him. Max Crosby. It's not a large group, but Trey Hendrickson's part of that group. He leads the NFL in sacks over the past 2 seasons. He has 35 sacks in the past 2 years, which is the most out of any player. Last year, he was the runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year voting. And yes, he is going to be 31 next year. He's on the wrong side of 30, but also he's coming off his best season. So it's hard for me to sit here and say that it's not worth it to pay him when I think it is. And again, you would have to pay him. You're going to have to pay him probably about $40 million a season over the next 4 years, which is a lot of money. But is it worth it for a guy like Trey Hendrickson? I would say absolutely yes, it is. You could disagree. That's okay. You could choose to disagree. But I personally would say, yeah, it's worth it to go get a guy like Trey Hendrickson who can, yes, be a game changer, who can, yes, turn the game on its head with just a few plays defensively. If you can get a guy who can do that, I think you have to. I honestly do. I think you have to. Because, yes, the Seahawks have a solid defensive line. They have good edge rushers. But if DeMarcus Lawrence gets hurt like he did last year, if Uchenna Nwosu gets hurt like it feels like he does every year, all of a sudden your D-line is coming down to, can Boye Mafe get 10 sacks? And I don't want to have to lean on Boye Mafe for that much. Exactly. I don't want to have to lean that much on Boye Mafe, and I worry about the health of the other 2 guys on that edge rushing group. If you can bring in Trey Hendrickson, it changes the game. It brings your defense to an elite level. So the fact that some people are saying, yeah, he might not come back to the Bengals, it's looking pretty cryptic, that, to me, that's great. Let's go. All right, let's move on. Mike McDonald says there is no quarterback battle. He says Sam Darnold is the starter. This is an interesting thing for him to say. A lot of people were kind of flaming him ESPN writes an article saying the Seahawks' Mike McDonald scoffs at the notion Sam Darnold won't start. This is according to Brady Henderson at ESPN. If there's any lingering notion that a healthy Sam Darnold could be beat out for the Seahawks starting quarterback job, Coach Mike McDonald put it to rest in decisive fashion on Tuesday. He was asked in a daily interview with Seattle Sports 710 whether there could be any reason why the Seahawks would go with a different quarterback besides injury. And McDonald says, quote, "No, you guys are crazy." He says, "I respect that you've got to ask it, but it's just a crazy question. It's just not going to happen. Sam's our starting quarterback. We love him. He's doing a tremendous job." Now, again, we did talk yesterday about how Sam maybe wasn't doing as tremendous of a job in their, their first 7-on-7 drills and some of their red zone drills yesterday. He did throw a couple of interceptions, but it's good to see Mike McDonald has faith in his guy. They asked him about, a couple of his mistakes. He says, quote, "God forbid you're the worst player of all time because you made one bad throw or one bad decision. That's not what we're trying to build. We want these guys to go prepare the right way, and then when they go out in the practice field, go freaking let it rip, and then we'll go fix it." He says, "We've got our time. It's June 3rd. They're going to get plenty of reps. We'll get those things fixed." Again, yeah, I think he's right to say these things. A lot of fans are saying that you should have a quarterback battle. They're saying, yeah, competition can only make Sam Darnold better. It can also make Jalen Milroe better, maybe even Drew Lock. They're saying, look, there's no reason not to have a quarterback battle when clearly there is, at least some love for Jalen Milroe in the building. I don't know how much love. He was a third-round pick, but they clearly seem to like him. But I disagree. I think Sam Darnold has earned it, and I hate when fans keep doing this. And even the article on ESPN writes, "The Seahawks' current quarterback situation has been likened to the one from which Russell Wilson emerged as a starter over Matt Flynn." No, I disagree completely. The idea that Sam Darnold is Matt Flynn 2.0 is insane to me. Frankly, it's insane. Matt Flynn, when he came to the Seahawks, he had been in the league for 4 years, and he had started 2 games. He had gone 1-1 in those 2 games. He was a 7th-round pick. He was a backup. It never made sense that the Seahawks were going to start him in the first place. So the idea that Darnold is Matt Flynn is just dumb. Also, by the way, Matt Flynn, he was being paid $6.5 million per year, and we overpaid for him. Darnold, he's been in the league for 6 years. He has been a starter for 4 of those years. He's coming off the best year of his career in which he went 14-3, threw 35 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, made the playoffs, and was a Pro Bowler, and even received MVP votes. He was also a first-round pick, not a 7th-round pick. He was drafted, I believe, number 3 overall out of USC. He had all sorts of potential. He has a huge arm. And he's also being paid $33 million a season instead of $6 million a season. So there's no reason why we should say that Darnold is the same as Matt Flynn. The only thing that makes them similar is that they both signed a 3-year contract. They were both promised the starting job. And there's a 3rd-round pick quarterback for both of them. But again, Darnold miles better than wherever Matt Flynn was. Matt Flynn was never as good. Matt Flynn did not have a 2-game stretch as good as Sam Darnold's best 2 games last year. So, I mean, it's really hard for me when people say, Milroe should start or there should be a competition. Darnold has earned this. And you don't pay a guy $33 million to make him compete for the starting job. That would be silly. If Darnold struggles in the first half of the season, then you can bench him, sure. But you don't pay a guy $33 million and then say, yeah, you might be on the bench. No, that's not how that works. You have to say Darnold's a starter. You have to have faith in him. The last thing you need is to shake Darnold's confidence before the season even starts. All right, guys, let's get into one last piece of news. Just a small bit of news. The Seahawks have signed Mitch Van Vorren as an undrafted free agent. Mitch Van Vorren probably not going to make a whole lot of an impact. We'll see. But he is the newest member of the fullback / tight end room, kind of a 2-way player. He was picked a long time ago in 2016. Just a really interesting career. He announced a pick in 2016 in Green Bay. Last year he was playing at St. Norbert College in Wisconsin. He played 22 games, 65 catches, 1,045 receiving yards, and 13 touchdowns in the past 2 seasons. First team All NACC in 2024. Played in the Big East. Who knows if he'll actually make an impact. He's clearly behind Robbie Outs, who we actually drafted on the fullback roster. He's 6'5", 245 pounds. It could be an interesting player to watch in August. I doubt he makes the final 53-man roster, but we'll see. With that all being said, though, that's going to wrap things up for today. As always, if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and until next time, go Seahawks.